probably a way to...
Now, you would not see Ho Chi Minh's name down here before you left, would you?
No, never. Never. And people don't even talk about him that much.
Do you get a sense that the young kids are taught about Ho Chi Minh at a real early age?
I think they taught about Ho Chi Minh at a young age because they want to brainwash the kids.
But do you get any sense of what Uncle Ho stands for?
Not, they wouldn't tell him specifically what he stands for. Probably not. They probably tell him that, you know, he's a great leader, he could mobilize the people, he won the war. But beyond that, what he's done for the country besides uniting the North and the South, beyond that, they probably don't tell him.
What's this next stop?
This is my grandmother's house. Her number is 88. I always remember it because we always park right underneath the number.
Is your grandmother still alive?
No, she died in 77.
What do you remember about your grandmother?
She came with us, actually, in 77, but she had a recurrence with cancer and died in Little Rock.
Did you come over here when you were a little kid?
Yeah, I came over here a lot, actually. I came over here about 2 nights per week, and then we spent 2 other nights at my other aunt's or an uncle's house. This is a little courtyard. They used to park their cars here. This is this house right here where my uncle lived. It's a separate house from where my grandparents lived. My grandparents lived around the corner from here. You have to walk upstairs.
Does this look the same to you?
Yeah. It looks... You
the,
walk upstairs and they live upstairs.
How about the paint and all that stuff? You know, the cleanliness of it is the same
well, it's
thing?
much cleaner.
It was much cleaner?
Much cleaner, yeah.
What about families in Vietnam?
Family is very important. You spend a lot of time with your family. All your relatives, at least all of my relatives live in Saigon, so we're only about 10 to 15 minutes from each other. We see each other every week. Holidays is the big gathering with everybody. Not only with your immediate family, but also with your cousins and other people.
Remember, one of the officials we were talking to up in Hanoi mentioned that the United States, in his opinion, had begun to care more about the older people. Why would he say something like that?
Why? Because in this society, the oldest child is responsible of taking care of their parents when they grow old. So it doesn't matter if it's a daughter or a son, that person will always be responsible for their parents. That means that their parents will live with the older son or daughter when they get old.
Wouldn't this have been an expensive place?
Well, as you can see, it's bigger. It's bigger house than where we live. It was, but they purchased it in '54, so it can't be that expensive. But the next house over, which is I think it's number 90, had been fixed up, and it's my mother's cousin's house, and it's a lot nicer because they spent a lot of money fixing it up. But they don't really live here the full year. They live part-time in Paris, and the house, they just have a housekeeper there keeping it.
What happened at this house when your parents left to go to the States?
My grandmother left with us, and my grandfather remained here he just left this place. He sold this house 2 years ago, and he went to the United States. He lives in LA right now with my aunt.
So you have a grandfather alive in the United States, just one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, our trip's about over. Are you going to be sad to leave, or?
I think I will be sad to leave. I never thought that I would be back in this house. Actually, when I'm looking at these flower pots, they're still the same ones that my dad took a picture of us with my sisters in 1968. Same flower pots. We used to walk up here, go here twice a week, go up the stairs, and they live upstairs.
Well, thanks for letting us kind of stick our nose into your life.
You're welcome.
When we go back out and find the van. That's the does he have a dog, by the way?
No.
What, is that the same flower pot?
All of these are the same flower pots. All of these. All of these.
You're watching Vietnam Revisited on C-SPAN. During the Vietnam War, many U.S. media organizations had bureaus at the Caravel Hotel in Saigon, which is now Ho Chi Minh City. At times, journalists watched events of the war unfold from the famous Caravel roof. Vietnam Revisited continues in a few moments with an interview with Bill Bell, former chief of the United States Office for POW MIA Affairs in Hanoi. But first, more views of Ho Chi Minh City from the roof of the Caravel Hotel.
Saigon. That's the Rex Hotel, and it was on that roof right there that a lot of reporters spent a lot of time, and that was the bachelor officers' quarters in the center of Ho Chi Minh City. You notice the billboards on the sides of the different buildings. That one had a Nissan. You don't see any American billboards, Mr. Dalton.
No, and you saw no billboards in 1987.
None at all.
None that I know of. And in about 88, 89, but in this last year, tremendous amount of influx of foreign capital and marketing incentives.
That's the old American Embassy, the top of it there that was so familiar when the helicopter was the last to leave in 1975.
Mm-hmm. That's the music house, that's the old Continental Hotel right there.
And these shots are being taken from the Caravel Hotel. Mm-hmm. That's the Continental. Okay. This is now a office of an oil company, oil refinery, I believe.
Mm.
That's the gate that the tank went through, and Cat.
Mm-hmm.
I think 5 Marines were killed there, 5 or 6 Marines.
Mm-hmm.
That's the front gate. Ho Chi Minh City. People like Maxwell Taylor and Ambassador Henry Cabot Lodge and Ellsworth Bunker and several others served in that location.
The government was not given the things to handle the tourists at that time. That was quickly rectified by my second trip because, we complained about that and they took action. And each time that I went back, they always asked me, well, how do you think about the tourist business? And I would report. For instance, the first time I had to account for every dollar that went into Vietnam. Write down get a receipt for everything. We complained about that, and the next time it was plus or minus $500.